Greetings fellow penguins, it's Danish here, we're back with a new playthrough. Which I'll be honest, I've had a bit of trouble with recently. My PVR's been crashing out on me. But yeah, I know it seems a bit odd. I was originally planning to do Dawn of Dreams, Onimusha Dawn of Dreams, and wrap up the Onimusha series as a whole. Because I mean, we've done Warlords, we've done 2, and we've done 3. And I should have done Dawn of Dreams earlier. And the problem is I did tell someone who was actually waiting for that playthrough that I was doing it. However, a third of the footage I accidentally deleted while I was cleaning out my fucking computer. So yeah. It's fucking stupid, I know. But, no big deal, no big deal. I was going to do this after Onimusha, but I thought, I'll do this, I'll give Onimusha a rest. After I've done this, I'll do Dawn of Dreams. Completely restart it. Because I hadn't recorded for over 2 months of it anyway. So, let's get this shit started. I kind of want to do this for a while, considering this is where I started. So, might as well erase this. I tried recording this a couple of times, but every time I did, the footage wouldn't load properly on Vegas. So this time, it's recording in MP4 format. So let's see if that can get it to work. Now, I'm playing, obviously noticed from either last time or the controls on display, I'm playing on the Wii version, not the GameCube version. I don't have the GameCube version, I'm afraid. And I do find the Wii version easier to control, personally. I just find it much better. I do have Pikmin 2. I've yet to grab Pikmin 3. But, as I got a Wii U right fucking next to me, but I can't use it, and grabbing it, it's there for Christmas. Though this will likely be uploaded after Christmas, knowing me. But yes, I got the Wind Waker Wii U, believe it or not. Finally managed to get myself a fucking Wii U. I'm not getting on the other next-gen consoles. Xbox One, you already know, I'm not planning to grab it. PS4, I'm not entirely fussed on. But if I had to choose, it'd be PS4 straight away. But Wii U is something I'd wanted for a while. So I got Wind Waker HD and plan to get Zombie U as well. First time I'll actually get a proper survival horror game. I'm not even kidding. I think so anyway. My name is Captain Olimar. While travelling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out and I awoke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone, I'm stranded. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate that this planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support systems can function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin by then... No, I better not think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. So that's basically the premise of the game. You crash landed on this fucking planet and you gotta rebuild your ship before you suffocate to death, I suppose. I always make it sound so much more inappropriately dark. And there's our first onion, the red Pikmin. A strange thing has appeared before me. I'd barely begun my search when it reared up as if it were waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. I shall call this an onion too. Right, while we're waiting for that thing to sprout, which takes far longer in this than it does in Pikmin 2, just knock down those pellets. There we go, it's sprouted. The seed the onion dropped took root in the soil and is now sprouted in I can't even fucking speak. Has now produced an adorable little sprout. This sprout emits a strange light and it sways back and forth without benefit of the wind. I cannot help but think it's calling to me. I'm compelled. I must approach it and push A. Here we go. I hate all these constant walls of text. I really do. Extraordinary, when I plucked the sprout it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Picking it has done no visible damage. It just stands there staring at me. Its shape is similar to the Pick brand carrots I love so much. I believe I shall call it a Pikmin. Here I am, stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive, and yet I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it with A and throw it in the direction I point. I'll call it to my side with B, and perhaps it will react to C and push on the D-pad while pointing as well. The following controls appear to allow me several viewpoints. Z to knock the camera behind me, left and right to zoom, up to change perspective. The D-pad controls should be swapped. You'd expect up to be zoom, but I guess not. I must survive. I need to familiarise myself with these controls and my surroundings. Well, then let's just get a better perspective. There we go. And here's the first pellet. I'm sure people now are familiar with how Pikmin plays. Astonishingly, the onion has sown more seeds. The small red pellet the Pikmin harvested after cutting down a flower appears to be some type of food that can propagate more Pikmin. The onion seems to be some sort of incubator. Needless to say, I must study this strange life form more. Now, I know for those of you who haven't actually played this game, basically you're just commanding these little things. You throw them, you use them to kill enemies, use them to pick shit up, use them to move shit, break shit. They're basically little minions. Which sounds slightly more badass than it kind of is. But still, despite how it looks, it's a fucking awesome game. Considering it has 2 more sequels. I just need to build their numbers. There's no timer on this day. As it stated earlier, there's a time limit for this day. For this game, sorry. You have 30 days to rebuild your ship. And there's different areas, there's parts scattered around every level. 25 of them are necessary. 25 of them are necessities. 5 of them are optional. So if you hit 30 days and fail to get all the parts, if you have all the necessary parts, you still manage to make it off. If you're missing even one necessity, the ship fails to escape and Olimar pretty much dies. And kind of turns into a Pikmin. The Pikmin are like trying to preserve him or something. Right then. Just use... There we go. You just use them, you just command groups of Pikmin to do things that normally you couldn't do on your fucking own. Jesus, I got Tourette's or something. I can't stop swearing. I can't stop swearing today. I don't know why. Pikmin are as curious as children. They form groups to perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum up all I've learned of Pikmin conduct. I hate that so much. Approach and press A to pick sprouts. Push A to grab Pikmin, release to throw. B to call, C to dismiss. Down on the D-pad to command and control the group. Z up and left and right on D-pad to control perspective. I shall record this on my computer and access it with the plus button. That's it for controls. Well, except minus pauses the game. And of course we've got the engine right here. Amazing, there's no mistaking it. My ship's engine rests before my very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I've already stumbled upon the most important piece of my damaged craft. Fate has smiled upon me, but how will I get it back to the dolphin? Right then. Just gotta raise their numbers again. Just, there we go, get those out of the way. Just because otherwise we'll be holding them back. Now, with the engine, you need 20 Pikmin in order to pick that up. But the amount of Pikmin parts need can vary between like 20 and maybe even 50. I think I've seen some parts require only 10 Pikmin. But many Pikmin seeds sprout at once, I find it rather tedious to pluck them from the ground individually. My wife always told me I was no good at routine tasks. I guess I'll try to get it all done by repeatedly tapping A until I pick all Pikmin from the ground. I've noticed when I add Pikmin to my group, they become filled with excitement and flushed with bright colour. At other times, they revert to a paler hue and give off a dim glow. Paying close attention to these differences is bound to help me distinguish between Pikmin. Basically, what that means is, when they're part of your group, they'll be a solid colour. But when they're not part of your group, they're pale and they'll have a dim glow. That's when they're not part of your group, they're not trying to follow you or anything. This is basically to help distinguish between Pikmin that are part of your group and stray Pikmin that you may have missed. Come on! Jesus. There we go. 23, that'll be enough. Can't get any more anyway, because there's no more pellets. Occasionally Pikmin end up tripping as well, that gets quite annoying. It's alright, considering this day doesn't actually have a timer, but every day after this there's a time limit, right? That's around about 15 to 20 minutes per day. So it's only no time limit on day 1, purely because this is considered the tutorial level. You can come back here and it'll act like a normal day, as there is another part that you can find in the impact site. But you can't actually access it until you have all the Pikmin, not just red. And there we go. Now we've got the engine, we can access the next level. Oh, glorious! With the help of these Pikmin, I have taken a huge step back toward home. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly, but what has become of the remaining parts? The search starts tomorrow. Now, at the end of every day, when you go to sunset, you notice in the pause menu there's a go to sunset choice. You can skip the entire day and go straight, end it straight away. Any Pikmin at the landing site of the level, near the ship or the onion, or Pikmin within your group, once the day ends, they'll automatically go back in the onion and they'll be safe. Any stray Pikmin on any other part of the level will die. No exceptions. Harsh, but it shows that the creatures become hostile at night. One day since impact, I've somehow managed to launch the dolphin, but I was surprised to see the onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface, or have they merely decided to join me for other reasons? Either way, it seems they will help me again tomorrow. The dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I can't recover them all, I may never return home to my family on planet Hocotate. Analysis shows life support systems will function for only 29 more days. How can I repair my dolphin in such a short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface below. As it holds the key to my survival, I'll name it the Forest of Hope. I'll explore it tomorrow. And there we go, there's the stats for today. Now then, save it. Now what I'm going to do is one video per day instead of what I used to do. What I did before was, and there we go, Forest of Hope. What I did before was, 2 videos per day, just because there was a 10-minute limit. But I'll do one video for each in-game day, so it shouldn't be such a long playthrough. So, hopefully the footage won't crash out on me this time. And until next time, we'll start in the Forest of Hope. So, leave us a like, give us a favourite, subscribe to become part of the Penguin Army as it builds in the game. And we will defeat the Chair Squad. Until next time, fellow penguins, Danish out.